These video clips are from Sunday, June 14th, 2026, from our farm in Family Farm Country. This first video clip is of the tornado as it went through our backyard pasture and took out our hickory tree. What you cannot see in the video clip is there is a funnel cloud forming immediately northwest of our house, where we cannot see it because of the Norway spruce trees. The direction I am facing in this video is east. My dad had been monitoring the storms from outside. He saw the storms moving up from the southwest, south of our house. He told me that the winds were starting to push the clouds into a circular formation. Two storms were preparing to merge. One system was coming from the northwest, and that is where the predominant winds were coming from at our house. Another storm system was moving from the southwest, and they were going to meet over our house, basically. Just in our yard, just before our yard, they started to meet. Immediately northwest of our house, which is behind me and to my left from the perspective you're looking at right now. The funnel cloud moved over our house, at which point it formed into a tornado. In the video, you can hear the cracking. That is our locust trees' branches breaking in the tornado and being thrown in multiple directions, landing on our house roof, in our front yards, side yards, pastures, and on our minivan, which it caused damage. And you'll see in the video that some of them actually flew up and disappeared and then went back into the various areas. They all landed in different directions. What you do see in this video is the start of the clouds, and because you are actually getting the perspective from within the tornado, you do not see the typical funnel shape. That is the debris that is flying around, and it's actually moving in between there, goes right between the house where this perspective is at and the pasture, moves between there. The north winds are the predominant ones, so they take over, and then the southwest winds are moving in behind. This is much easier to see when we slow down the video, and you can see the leaves and small branches being carried back up in a clockwise rotation, and you can see the rain and the cloud-like formation on the ground a little bit. It actually made circular patterns in the yard. Well, that's a pasture, it's not a yard. The tornado took out Treebeard, the old hickory tree, as well as some smaller trees and lilac bushes immediately behind it, fell towards our barn, and you can see exactly when the tornado moves between the barns and that southwest wind hits. From the circular rotation, when it comes back around clockwise, is when the Norway spruce looks like it's going to be uprooted. This is when I quit filming because my call with NOAA, the National Weather Service in Cleveland, connected. I am a Skywarn Spotter. I have been a Skywarn Spotter since I was 16, so I've been doing this for a couple of decades. So I call in with my location and I tell the National Weather Service exactly what is happening. And we proceeded to watch the storm. Honestly, we're very surprised that the Norway spruce did not break off or uproot, because what you see here, it got much worse. And the tornado continued on, and from my dad's perspective, he could see the funnel cloud once it moved beyond our barnyard. He could see actually the funnel cloud shape and the rotation as it moved back further, over the fields, and then back towards the woods behind our place. Cecil, the quarter horse, who you can kind of see in the video briefly, immediately freaked out after the tree fell and this video clip stopped. He tried to run to the barn, but the tornado was heading towards the barn, well, between the barns there. So he ran back north into the north pasture, getting away from the storm by running into the wind. At the time, we had no idea where baby Sarah the cow was. One of her favorite spots was to stand under that tree in the Critter Cove. Turns out she was perfectly fine. She was in the orchard on the south side of the house in the pasture. While on the phone with National Weather Service, hail started immediately after the tornado started back by the barns. At first penny-sized, then quarter-sized, then some of them were 50-cent piece-sized. The visibility went down to less than 25 feet with the rain and the wind. Downpouring rain and very strong winds. After that, it was a lot of straight line winds. This is the damage on the south side of our house. You can see a lot of debris. A lot of this is from the locust tree. Some is from the maple tree. Some of it's actually from the hickory tree that you actually saw be felled in there. That branch hit the minivan and dented the whole front of it, and there was another branch that dented the top. Ironically, the spider web in the doorway stood pretty well and held up through the rain and the wind and everything. And this little froggy, tree frog, was hiding under the cover we put over the air conditioner for when it's raining to escape from all the storms. And some of these other branches are ones that flew about. They all landed in different directions. Those are from our locust tree, and you cannot see it because I could not get around there. I'm in a wheelchair most of the time, and with all the debris and everything else, I couldn't get around even with my walker. There were branches in the front that hit my front window, a real long one, and busted off some of the lilac branches, and there were other locust branches around the front yard and to the other side of our pasture. This was not the only storm damage of that day, and it was also not the only tornado. And the neighborhood doesn't quite look the same with all the old trees that have been here since the Cussawaga people were, as well as a lot of young trees and bushes and shrubs. We're just grateful that even though we lost a lot of trees in the neighborhood and on our farm, that nobody was seriously injured around our neighborhood. All of the birds, however, including the bald eagles, American kestrels, and especially the crows, as well as all the robins and other birds that frequent the old hickory tree, and a couple of woodpeckers, were not too pleased, especially the next morning, and they made a whole cacophony about how displeased they were that their tree was gone. We're not sure what the squirrel thinks about it yet, because that was his tree.